Hello, everybody. Welcome to the CCAU 2G show. This is episode 17, where we're going to discuss how to not let disappointment affect what's next. Now, I did some research on the internet and found some useful information that could help everybody. And I want to start this episode off with a quote. To keep disappointment from derailing you are your next steps. Acknowledge the setback without judgment, reframe the outcome objectively, and commit to a single small action moving forward. Setbacks are data points, not destiny, and processing them effectively protects momentum. I like when they stated that setbacks are data points and not destiny. And that can be also used as destiny is not a data point, right? So often we are hit with setbacks, disappointment, rejection, and personally, it's difficult to understand how to deal with the setback if it's controlling your future, your next step. And many people, even I feel like everybody is guilty of, not knowing how to move forward from a setback. And I'm not going to use the minor setback or anything that's going to put a size on the importance of what you're trying to do, because it could be a major setback, and you never really know what someone, will or what someone drive is. And if you're the person that has to, relay the bad news, and, how can you judge their emotional response if you don't know what that next step could have been for them? It's just a data point, like the researchers say, but it is on a larger scale or minor scale that, sometimes the person who is relaying the message cannot see, right? And the person that is receiving it has to, know the process of moving forward. Researchers say accept and acknowledge reality. That means stop resisting, validate the feeling, and show self-comparison. Now, this is quite difficult to understand, to accept and acknowledge reality for what it is. But just know it, and this quote is not stated as much as it needs to be. It won't be the same, as the moment before. Repetition is not a scenario, or because you learn from those scenarios, right? And once you accept and acknowledge the reality, you acknowledge that the reality that you are in, right, is valid. And when you show self-comparison, that means you've learned from the setback, right? Deconstruct and reframe. Researchers state that to deconstruct and reframe, you have to identify the cognitive distortion. That means if you keep applying the same steps, future attempts may fail. Focus on what you control, and what you control is by far your effort, your beliefs, and your thoughts. Now, sometimes, setbacks, can control your thoughts, but you have to, for the process to move forward, you have to control that thought, and the belief of what it is. Extract the lesson. What can I learn from this? Right? What did you do to not give you the best position in the scenario that you are in, right? Because disappointment comes in all shapes and forms. It can be in school, on an assignment. It can be in work, being cut less hours, losing your best employee, all types of stuff. And in reality, facing in relationships, rejection, and family, someone not coming to a birthday party that you invited them to, all types of data points, right? And it is emotionally hurting, but what can you do to learn from this, right? And lastly, take your next shot. I like this one. Take your next shot. Separate the attempt from your identity. Focus on the not yet. Take a micro step. And micro step doesn't mean like baby stepping to the next phase. It means the next opportunity. Okay? The next opportunity. Take a step back and assess what's really going on, right? So, like the first phrase of the quote I gave, to keep disappointment from derailing your next step, right? It's important to acknowledge the setback without judgment. Without judgment, right? What does without judgment mean? Reframe the outcome objectively and commit to a single small action moving forward, right? Because setbacks, which I feel like this should be stated more and more, is setbacks is not a destiny. It's not. There's more minutes in a year than there are seconds in that one scenario where you receive your disappointment. So hey everybody, I appreciate y'all for tuning in to the CCAU 2G show, where we discuss how to not let disappointment affect what's next. Thank you.